Woo! Yeah, I figured. All right. So, you know, like when you go to a concert or a comedy show for the main headliner, and then there's always like the opening act that gets everybody excited. That's me today. But it's all good because I'm super excited. I'm super happy to be here. So, jumping right in, kicking things off. There's a lot of stuff on the screen, but the main takeaway here is that at Jada, we're proud to be the #1 name in both licensed entertainment, diecast vehicles, and radio control vehicles. I'm not going to give you guys a sales pitch as to who we are and what we do. We're here to geek out together, so moving on. Starting with a little flex, here's a look at some of the entertainment partners that we work with. If it's action-packed, if there's superheroes, or even if there's cool intro music, we probably have it in car culture. And so from brands like Fast and Furious to Jurassic Park, Transformers to Batman, and hell, even food mascots, Jada lives at the heart of pop culture. And it wouldn't be Jada without the real deal, so here is a quick look at our vehicle partners who will help us bring some of that authenticity to life. And at Jada, we're not just collectibles, we're truly a vibe. Here's a quick snapshot at some of the best fan moments, custom setups, and social images that truly represents who we are and how we interact within that pop culture fandom. Pretty cool stuff. There you go. And moving on into some of our newest releases, a fresh selection of vehicles from our entertainment line with something for every fandom. A brand that really needs no introduction, right? Fast and Furious. So next year actually is going to be their 25th anniversary. Can you guys believe that? It's been around for 25 years. So with that said, we're planning some exclusive anniversary releases and even new brands within the lineup, so stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting announcements for this brand coming up. And then shifting into something a little bit more premium, our True Spec line, which some of you may or may not have heard of. But it's our top tier collectible vehicle range. It comes with feature-rich details, full deco, and collector packaging. Starting, of course, with none other than Dom's 118 Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. It has all the details. It's mean, it's aggressive, it's beautiful, and some of the details include a working butterfly valve in the blower. Its headlights actually are concealed, but they will reveal as well. We have some trunk detail with 2 NOS bottles and some interior detail with a fire extinguisher and so much more. This one, I'm really excited about. That's right, we said family. There you go, like that. Next, yeah. We got the Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler. I mean, what an icon that brings back so much nostalgia. Or Ford Explorer, I'm sorry. But an icon nonetheless, right? This one is packed with details, and if you're a Jurassic Park nerd, this one's gonna do it for you. I'm excited for you guys to see this up close because it's really stunning. And finally, we got Kit from Knight Rider, because nothing says 80s tech flex like a 118 diecast that has lighter features, because why not? Makes it pretty cool. And now for something pretty fun. Our Pink Slips line is a nice mix of what we would consider pop culture with car culture. Fun fact, this is our first ever IP that has a collaboration between Jada Core Diecast as well as entertainment vehicles. So each vehicle will have a co-branded package with the relevant entertainment license, and they're actually limited edition. What makes them unique is they're actually finished in a bright candy pink paint. So for example, these are the 3 vehicles that we've released to date. Pretty fun, right? So we have the classic TV series Batmobile. We have Suzuki's Honda S2000 from 2 Fast and Furious. And then we have the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Not a bad lineup. These are scheduled to release every 4 waves, so it keeps the diecast hunt pretty exciting. Oh. Yeah. I'm liking the reaction so far. It shows excitement. Our next release is going to be the 1989 Batmobile. Yes, it's pink. Yes, it's pretty awesome. You guys probably didn't know you needed it up until now. Hopefully, right? Can you guys guess what the next release is going to be after this? It's a pop culture property. Probably our family here.
The Turtle Van.
Nice. So, following the Batmobile, we have the Back to the Future time machine, because if you're gonna build a time machine, you gotta do it with some Jada style, right? So pretty self-explanatory. It's featured in a candy pink finish. It has pink lights, actually, so pretty cool. And speaking of Back to the Future, I don't know if you guys had a chance to visit our booth just yet, but if you did, you would have caught this, which is going to be our 2025 exclusive. It's not a 124 die-cast chrome time machine. If you guys haven't seen this in person yet, highly recommend that you visit our booth 4145, shameless plug. Check it out in person. It's really stunning. Comes in cool packaging, and of course still has the light up feature, all of that good stuff. So with all of that said, we're just scratching the surface, and here's a quick look at some of the upcoming brands that we are going to be infusing within vehicles. You guys might recognize a few of those logos out there. So a lot of exciting things coming soon. You're not going to want to miss. But to wrap things up here on the vehicle side, because I know we're just itching to get into the action figure side of things, we couldn't show up empty-handed as far as the vehicles are concerned. So I did bring with me a small teaser. This is going to be a Comic-Con exclusive first look. I can't directly say what it is, but I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to put two and two together. So enjoy.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting stuff, right? I have to leave it off with something for you guys. But that wraps it up for vehicles. So thank you guys so much for listening to me talk for about 5 minutes. Now we'll get into something that the majority is here for.
Hello, can you guys hear me? What's up, guys? Thanks for coming to our first ever panel. We prepared a bunch of new figures for you guys, so we'll just get right into it. So, starting with the food mascots, we have the Pebble cereal. We showed this off last year at the bar. So we have Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. So what's cool about this release is it's going to have all the parts and pieces to make them Pebble cereal specific, but it has enough alternate pieces so it could just be a standalone like Flintstones figure. So there's like a dual display option with that. We're in toying with this, so we should have pre-orders going up later this year. We have more food mascots in the works. We don't have anything for San Diego, but stay tuned for the future.
Woo! Yeah.
Next, we have Frosty the Snowman. We teased this last Christmas, and we showed it off at WonderCon earlier this year, and it's in our booth right now. So here's a look at Frosty. So he's a cool deluxe figure. If you saw him in person, he's becomes a lot of cool accessories and options. He has an alternate edge, which is his inanimate face. But in the movie, once he puts the hat on, he comes to life. So you have both options. It comes with multiple hands, accessories, and Hocus Pocus accessories. So it's kind of a two-pack. So this kind of release is very time specific. If we don't release it during the Christmas window, we kind of lose it. And we had some shipping challenges this year, as you guys know. So we were able to partner with Big Bad to make it happen for this year.
Nice.
So in a way, we kind of got together and saved Christmas with this one. So pre-order should be going up sometime after Comic-Con, and it should be in your guys' hands before Christmas this year. Next, we have Scooby-Doo. So this line is super exciting for us. It's cartoony, fun characters with a spooky feeling to them. Wave 1 is in production and should be shipping soon. There are some early reviews out there, so check that out. And in the display right now we have Scooby-Doo. So each wave has one main cast member anchoring the wave, and it comes with 2 monsters. So Scooby-Doo will be the anchor for wave 2. So this one we took more time with just because it's a unique body type, because it has 4 legs. So we went through a couple revisions on the prototypes to make sure the articulation was right. So what's cool about him is he can get into really dynamic poses, and he can also get into a properly sitting down pose. So the back leg, the knee bends all the way into the hind quarter, and then that whole thing can tuck under the body. So in articulation in plastic, this is probably the closest you'll get to a dog properly sitting down. This is going to be super fun, so stay tuned for wave 2. They should be coming out sometime early next year. And yesterday we put in Sea Demon in the display. He's kind of like a creature from the Black Lagoon type of character. His articulation's really fun. He has articulation in his jaws, which is something new for us. But we still have one more monster to review. You guys want to see it?
Yeah. Yes.
So, we have Spooky Space Kook. He's more of an iconic Spooky villain, so we're excited to bring him to plastic form. He came out really awesome. He has a dome that comes off, and the head and neck articulation is underneath. He has an articulated jaw, and what's cool is he kind of has a unique upper body. It's really bulbous. But we have articulation in the torso so he can move, although it looks seamless when he's in neutral. And he's going to have some butterflies that are hidden. So in neutral, you can't tell, but they're going to be able to move forward so you get his arms in front of him. So we'll put him in the display after our panel, and that's wave 2. And here's kind of a snapshot of the anchor for each wave. I mean, for me personally, I think working on the monsters is more fun, but I do know a lot of collectors want the main cast. So just for the panel, we're going to show you a sneak peek of the main cast member in wave 3. So what you see on the screen is a color rendering of the finalized 3D, all the articulations integrated. So her, along with the 2 monsters, will be going to prototyping soon, so stay tuned for a later date for the full review. So we're already halfway finished with the cast members, so hope you guys are excited.
Yeah.
Next, we have Cyberpunk. So Wave 1 of Cyberpunk released earlier this year in David and Lucy, so hope you guys have that. And last year we kind of showed off Wave 2, which was Maine and Rebecca. We kind of revisited these figures to make them better, so it's taken a little bit longer, but I think it'll be worth the wait. So we updated and improved articulation on it and sculpting and likeness on it. So we won't show the full loadout for each figure, but just some quick highlights for it. So this is Maine, and he'll also have an arm extension piece, same as David. And he's gonna come with 3 faceplates. So he's gonna have like a neutral one, a more angry one, and then more of like a, it's hard to see on the screen, but it's like a bloody, like psychotic face expression. And next we have Rebecca. She's a fan favorite, so we want to make sure we do her justice. So she's a much smaller character, but we loaded her out. So she's going to come with a lot of parts and pieces, so there's going to be a lot of options for her. So this is kind of her with her jacket on. She has 2 pistols. She'll also come with a shotgun and a rifle. But if you take the jacket off, you have a secondary option display for her. So there'll be multiple regular human hand options and multiple robot hand options. So you can mix and match, and you can kind of see, like the pigtails are interchangeable, so you'll have a set of neutral ones and more action. So you could kind of, so there's a lot of variety and options with her. And here's kind of a look at the face plates that she comes with. So she'll have more of a neutral, a smiling, and then the bottom two are more like expressive angry faces. So both are awesome to you guys get. These will also be launched around the first half of next year. So here's kind of a snapshot of the figures. So what's cool about this wave is you have the biggest figure and the smallest figure, so there's like a good variety of character. But actually, Mate isn't the biggest figure in our cyberpunk lineup. It's actually. So this figure is awesome. He's the biggest figure we've ever done. He's even bigger than T-Hawk. So what's cool about him is he's a fully robotic body. So it gives us a chance to experiment and try different articulation that works more with robotic joints and whatnot. So he's gonna have slide out hidden panels that come out to compensate for the clearance. So it's gonna be in the hips and the shoulders. They're gonna have hidden panels that kind of come out. So we're super excited about him. And once you guys see it in our display later, you'll get a sense of the scale. Yeah. Next, we have Mega Man. So Wave 1 and Wave 2 are already out in the market. Wave 3 we put out on pre-order earlier this year. It's currently in production, should be shipping, and in your hands by this fall. Wave 3 was Bubble Man, Woodman, and Unmasked Mega Man. And in the display, we also have final tooled samples of Wave 4. So that's Proto Man, Snake Man, and a color variant of Mega Man. So yesterday we debuted Bomb Man and Guts Man. So for Wave 5, we kind of went backwards and retraced the steps of Game 1. So we've officially just completed Game 1 Robot Masters. So super excited about that. If you guys are familiar with the way we do our waves, we have 2 Robot Masters in 1 variant of Mega Man. But I felt like maybe for Wave 5, we do something more exciting for the 3rd character. So instead of Mega Man, we decided to do. So what's cool about him is he's fully articulated. You know, we kind of, worked on Scooby, so we're already on our 2nd dog action figure. So we're fully articulated. We try to incorporate articulation wherever we can. So, every leg, the body, like tail, ears, tongue, everything. And he's gonna come with new head sculpts for Mega Man and new hands. So that can be compatible with your existing Mega Man. So you could have a lot of cool display options. So this is Mega Man holding the ball, and they're both in scale with each other. So what's cool about Rush is in the game, he has a lot of different looks and transformations. So he's also gonna come with accessories to do his Rush portal look. And so it's 2 separate ones, purpose built for the bottom and the top extension. And also, he also kind of transforms into like a jet, but we weren't able to figure out how to make this body transform. So we weren't able to include that. But instead, we just added a secondary body altogether. So it comes with 2 different bodies, 2 different heads, and different accessories. So it's kind of like a 2-pack of Rush. He's going to come with a flight stand, and the Mega Man will be properly scaled so it could be displayed on top of it.
That's cool.
So that's what we have for Mega Man.
There we go.
Next we have Street Fighter. So last year we showed off the full Ultra Street Fighter 2 roster in our display. So this past year was all about, following up and chipping away at the full roster. So we're almost at the finish line right now. So the next 3 that are going to be releasing is Akuma, Balrog, and Jada. So these are all completed tools. We're just making some small last-minute tweaks to make sure it's right before we ship it out. So expect these 3 next. And then the final two will be Zandy and T-Rock. So these two are currently in tooling right now, so it should be shipping out early 2026. And so that's the full Street Fighter 2 roster. And we also do fun player 2s and deluxes. We have 2 deluxes for sale here at Comic-Con, but we also just do standard releases with the repaint. We have a couple coming out this fall, but we'll share one of them with you here on the panel. So we have Player 2 Gaming. I know she's a fan favorite, and I think this color scheme works really well for her. She has like a blue, silvery, metallic finish to her outfit, and she has pink accents, so it's pretty cool. And this one will be an entertainment exclusive, so watch out for this later this fall. So that kind of concludes our Street Fighter 2 line. I know there's a lot of questions now, like what's Jada going to do after Street Fighter 2? Yeah. There's a lot of great options in the market now. The competition is getting really strong for Street Fighter. So we'll just show you kind of like a snapshot of where we are and where we're going. So in 2023, we debuted the 1.0 Ryu body. Like at the time, this was like the best version of the character that we were capable of doing. But you know, we've been working on a lot of figures this past couple of years and like learning and having a lot of experience. So starting in 2026, we're going to be debuting a 2.0 Ryu body, and we're going to be doing it with the Alpha series. So this figure is completely redone from the ground up. There's nothing that we're reusing as far as like sculpting or even engineering. So as far as like sculpting, we're going to really hone in on the art style of Alpha. And for the articulation, we're really updating it and really making it not only look good, but feel good in hand too. So that's going to be the focus for us for 2026 and beyond. Yeah, so we brought the full wave to Comic-Con. So after the display, we'll have Ryu in there today, and we'll have a new one on Friday and a new one on Saturday. So stay tuned for those. And that's it. Thank you guys for coming out. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been talking a lot. You guys want to leave, right?
No!
All right.
Show us more.
Actually. So, in case you haven't heard, we do have 112 action figure rights too. So we're super excited about this one. So we've done like video game figures, like cartoon characters, like classic characters, but we've never done like true superhero characters, and especially like classic comic book inspired superhero designs. They're very simple, they have like very defined and iconic color breaks, and I always felt like those type of designs translate best to articulated figures. So we're super excited to get our chance to try that with Invincible. So you guys want to see what the characters look like?
Yeah.
Who do we have first? Yeah, so here's Conquest. He was like at the climax of season 3. He's big, he's imposing, he's awesome. So what's cool about this figure is he has a robotic arm. So we wanted to make sure that the way the arm bends on the robotic arm follows the mechanics of what the design is. So what's cool about him is he's gonna kind of have like asymmetrical arm articulation. So it's a subtle thing, but hopefully in hand you guys will really appreciate the extra mile on that. Yeah, and there's no Invincible line without the title character, obviously. So. So for Invincible, we kind of went with the season 3 look. There's been some characters, figures out there in the past couple of years that went with the classic look. So we decided for this one, when we launch, let's go with a different look. We can always revisit the classic look with a new leg tool. So, and he's like a pretty blank body. So it really shows off all the new articulation engineering we're going to be applying to all of our figures in 2026 and beyond. And he's kind of going to be the blueprint for all the figures of the Invincible line. And we have one more figure, and let's see who it is. Yeah, so we have Kid Omni-Man. This figure is awesome just because he has all the articulation from the larger scale figures, but it's compacted into a smaller battery. So in hand, like the playability and fun factor is going to be much more than a standard size figure. So I think that this figure will kind of be like a sleeper hit of the wave. So that's our wave 1 lineup. We're already starting wave 2 and 3. So we're fully committed to continue this line as well. And we'll have these in our display after the panel. Cool. And that's really
What do you guys think? So we're going to open up the Q&A portion of the panel right now. So if you want to ask a question, feel free to line up right down the middle. Reminder, we are going to give away 2 entertainment gift cards to the questions that we like the most. So yeah. Go ahead. We can hear you. Which movie are you referring to?
yeah, we won't be, just because of timing. It's coming out in less than a year. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Repeat the question, please. It was, how did we get into action figures so quickly, and how did we get established? And the answer is kind of like a little bit of both. We have fans in the team, and we have a lot of experience. So it was just a matter of time. So, like for me personally, I was like waiting for that moment. So like, just like capitalized on it.
To add on to that really quickly too, I think that's a nice span for our entire company. Not only do we have the vehicle side of things, but the action figure side of things, and both respective teams have a passion for what they do and what they're really into. So for example, June's super into the action figure stuff, right? And then for us on the vehicles, we're super passionate about cars. So I think that translates at the end of the day to the product that we're making. And so far, very well received, and I hope that you guys can see that.
Also,
so yeah, we like that question. So you and one of the entertainment or intuition different. There you go.
It's possible. I mean, the obvious thing besides Street Fighter is Scooby-Doo. So hopefully we might have a chance to combine the figures and vehicles in one scale. So we'll see.
What about a synergy?
Thank you. Well, like nostalgia is really important in collecting, so we want to preserve that, but we want to make sure that engineering and quality is up to modern standards. So it's always a balance between those two things. It's possible, like, for example, like Scooby, we do die-cast and also action figures, but it really depends on what rights are available to us. So sometimes it's both, sometimes it's just one or the other. Yeah, hopefully. So once we get some looks from the characters, we might do that. Yeah, I mean, our rights are the whole franchise, and it's not just limited to CC. So hopefully, in the long run, we'll be able to do a lot of characters.
DJ.
A lot of them, like T-Hawk, I've never played on, but it was fun. DJ, also never played.
I think Vega for me. It's never been my guy, but I figured it's big.
I think we have more freedom, like, we have more room for that, so we have a lot of experience in the toy industry, like, we've only been making figures for a couple of years, but Jada's been around for over 20, 25 years, so it's just a combination of experience and the ability to do what we want to do.
It's also in our company DNA as a whole. So since Jada was founded over 25 years ago, we've always had the point of view of good price value and good quality going hand in hand. So you see that across video game vehicles.
I'm not gonna go with all fitness because it's a little tough.
A lot of testing, a lot of trial and error. Just like pulling samples from the tool, sending it over here, playing with it, like debugging it, or making comments, like a lot of rounds of revisions, honestly. I don't know, just like testing every joint to the max and seeing like if anything like breaks or if there's like tolerance issues. It's just a lot of playing with the figures, honestly, like many hours. I don't I don't know.
Too early for that. But you gotta see, when I see June in the office, he's often like, he has a figure in his hand, he's like posing, like he's just, you know, like you said, he's testing the tolerances, like he's just, like, you know, he's playing, you know, like posing, testing his stuff. Thank you.
Maybe, but I don't know yet.
Are you good?
Okay, thank you.
Easiest, I'll say Capcom, because they're right there. But they are really awesome to work with. And the hardest, I don't know, maybe best not to say.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Good recommendation.
Hi. I have a really silly, Chris Farley, do you remember question? Do you remember pattern yeasts?
Yeah.
I think you guys do them really good.
Thank you.
Nobody can even hear the questions anyways.
Just a lot of passion and a lot of work. We've been making figures for only a couple of years, but I've been collecting for a long time, so it's a lot of just like hands-on experience in general and trying to apply that to what I'm making. So it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a combination of everything. I think it was like the perfect storm. Timing worked out. It's starting to get big. It's getting bigger every year. So I think we jumped at the perfect time. So.
Thank you.
Yeah!
You know my brother, one for you guys.
Yeah!
Woo! Quick question. You guys mentioned partners with WB, possibly big one, and World Combat, ever been talked about internally, externally, with your brother?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely talked about it.
Same as the like pretty much like kind of just
Well, I mean, there's already partners out there, so probably not like it.
And it had fun here.
We have discussed it.
Darkstalker.
I know that one.
I'm not sure.
We want Resident Evil figures. Great question.
Go ahead. I got you, man. That's so cool.
Just like range of motion, because if you break the figure up too much, it won't look good in the original position. So it's just always a balance of the look and the range we can get. So it's a lot of travel. Could be. We'll see how this one does, and if there's an audience for it, then we'll definitely explore it. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Street Fighter figures compatible with Darkstalker. World, we for Felicia for Morgan.
I think the one that was my personal favorite were like the Playmates Turtles. We don't do Turtles figures, but we've done some Turtles licensed vehicles, play sets, and little diecast figures. It was just kind of timing too, because like we started getting deep into development during season 3, so that kind of like was like the latest and greatest, most exciting characters to look into. And because we could always go back and do characters from previous seasons, we just thought it was a good starting point. Yeah, I mean, eventually, like, the goal from the beginning was to do everybody. So it was just a matter of doing characters we were comfortable doing at the time. And as we got better at it, we could tackle more difficult characters. Yes, Third Strike is awesome. I'm enjoying Street Fighter 6 right now.
Also, June's a big manga fan, so like he took his time on that one because he wanted to make sure he got it like right. So that does come into play, right?
Yeah,
Personal passion, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about license like digest also entering the action figures like Twisted Metal, where 112
Sweet tooth.
112 is Sweet Tooth, but also they're right with nice collaboration. Makes sense, like some sort of like that what we want. So
That's a good question.
We had a line back in the day called Battle Machines. Like it was a line of die-cast of cars that were kind of inspired by that Mad Max Twisted Metal look. Like they'll take like a Chevy Camaro and add like spikes to it, and kind of looks like a fighter jet or something. Like we've done stuff similar, but I like Twisted Metal. Like that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
There's a lot of photographers out here.
I'm sure. Thank you. Thank you. All right, last question. Hey.
That was a good question.
Not planned at the moment.
Good idea.
That's a good question. Twisted metal.
Can't say that.
Sweet tooth.
That one should be later this year. Yeah. Almost done.
All right, I think that's
Not loud. No way.